This is the African News Update on Top Accolade News. The headlines: AU rejects Sudan's RSF-backed parallel government. Trump slaps 30% tariff on South African imports. Kenya proposes tough new alcohol laws. Peace process underway as Rwanda Congo launch oversight panel. We'll start today with a focus in politics. AU rejects Sudan's RSF-backed parallel government. The African Union is urging the global community not to recognize a newly announced rival government formed by Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The RSF, which has been engaged in a brutal war with the Sudanese army since April 2023, declared a 15-member governing council with Mohamed Hassan al-Tayashi as the prime minister and RSF commander Hamdeti as the president. The AU warns the move will worsen the conflict and derail peace negotiations. While Sudan's army controls key regions including Khartoum, the RSF has a stronghold in Darfur and Kordofan. The AU says this parallel administration deepens the country's fragmentation and calls on all stakeholders to return to a unified peace process. The power struggle has left millions displaced and the humanitarian crisis worsening by the day. Shifting focus to economy, Trump slaps 30% tariff on South African imports. South African exports to the United States will soon face a steep 30% tariff, President Donald Trump announced, with the new trade measure set to take effect on August 7th. The decision singles out South Africa from other sub-Saharan nations, putting key industries like autos, agriculture, and textiles at risk. Neighboring countries, including Lesotho and Zimbabwe, will also see a 15% tariff imposed. The U.S. is South Africa's second largest trading partner, and the country had previously enjoyed duty-free access through the African Growth and Opportunity Act. South Africa had scrambled to strike a deal with Washington before the deadline, offering to purchase U.S. liquefied natural gas and invest $3.3 billion in American industries. But the efforts failed to prevent the tariffs, which could have now serious economic consequences. Analysts warn of potential job losses and decreased export competitiveness as trade relations between the two nations continue to deteriorate. Still in economy, Kenya proposes tough new alcohol laws. A storm is brewing in Kenya over a proposed set of strict alcohol control measures that could raise the minimum drinking age from 18 to 21 and ban alcohol sales in supermarkets, restaurants, and online platforms. The new policy proposed by the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Use aims to curb substance abuse, especially among young people. If approved, only bars and specially licensed shops will be allowed to sell alcohol. But the proposal has faced backlash. Industry leaders and legal experts warn that the move could devastate the economy, hurt terrorism, and push consumers towards unsafe, illicit alcohol. Critics also accuse the government of excluding key stakeholders during the policy drafting. Moving to international relations, peace process underway as Rwanda Congo launch oversight panel. In Washington, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo held the first Joint Oversight Committee meeting on Thursday, part of a U.S.-brokered peace initiative aimed at ending years of conflict in eastern Congo. The meeting included representatives from the African Union, Qatar, and the United States, and comes a month after both nations agreed to withdraw Rwandan troops within 90 days and establish a joint security coordination mechanism. While that mechanism has yet to be activated, officials said the peace process is still on track. Despite missed deadlines, military sources says the broader agreement is holding, although tensions remain high with rivals armed factions like the M23 and Wazalendo reportedly reinforcing their positions. Diplomatic efforts to maintain momentum continue, with another round of talks expected soon. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Still in international relations, Ghana signs visa-free deals with 4 Global South nations. Ghanaian travelers now have more visa-free destinations as the country signs new agreements with Colombia, Mozambique, Dominica, and Sao Tome and Principe. This move was announced by Foreign Minister Sam Ablakwa on social media as part of effort to strengthen the global value of the Ghanaian passport. This follows a similar deal with Morocco in June and reflects a broader strategy to promote South-South cooperation and ease travel restrictions for citizens. The development comes amid the United States' imposition of stricter visa rules on African nations, including Ghana, now limiting travelers to single-entry 3-month visas. In contrast, countries like Kenya and Rwanda are embracing greater visa-free mobility across Africa, signaling a growing push for regional integration and reduced reliance on Western travel access. Turning to environment, millions joins Ethiopia's bid to plant 700 million trees in one day. In Ethiopia, a bold environmental initiative saw millions of citizens planting trees as part of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's Green Legacy program. The goal is to plant 700 million trees in just one day. The Prime Minister joined efforts in Jima with government offices across the country closing to allow civil servants and locals to participate. By sunrise, the government reported over 355 million seedlings had already been planted by nearly 15 million people. But while the scenes of national unity were inspiring, experts have raised concerns about the campaign's long-term effectiveness. Questions remain about seedling survival, planting strategies, and species selection. Nonetheless, the move has ignited a wave of environmental awareness and pride. Ethiopia now hopes its tree planting model will inspire other nations to tackle climate change through mass civic engagement. In entertainment, African artists dominate Shazam charts. African artists are making waves on global music stage, with Apple Music announcing that over 200 artists from the continent charted on Shazam's Global Top 200 over the past year. Among the biggest successes were songs like My Darling by Nigeria's Chilla and Very Maroon by Mr. Pilato and collaborators, both on which reached the #1 spot. Ghanaian-American artist Molly also topped the chart with a viral remix Shake It to the Max. Apple Music says this marks a shift in the global music scene, with Shazam helping listeners discover African hits in real time. Musicians are praising Shazam for boosting their careers by connecting with their fans worldwide. With over 300 million monthly users, the app's influence is predicting the next breakout stars is growing. Countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, and South Africa lead the charge, solidifying Africa's position at the heart of global music innovation. Shazam's role is now more critical than ever in spotlighting emerging talent from across the continent. Now in sports, Barcelona signs $50 million deal to promote DR Congo on training kits. Barcelona will feature the phrase DR Congo Heart of Africa on their training kit from next season in a high-profile partnership with the Central African nation. The 4-year deal, reportedly worth €44 million, includes a cultural showcase at Camp Nou and youth training camps for Congolese athletes. The sport minister says the move is part of a broader push to promote tourism and rebrand DR Congo globally. But the agreement has divided opinion at home. While some citizens welcome the international exposure, others argue that money will be spent addressing poverty, conflict, and an underfunded local sports sector. The deal echoes Rwanda's Visit Rwanda campaign with Arsenal and PSG, which have faced backlash for alleged sport washing. As DR Congo works to stabilize its east, the government insists the partnership will deliver long-term economic and image benefits. That concludes our African news update for today. Stay tuned for more African news and development. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojoromi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.